The hollow promise. "Oh, I would never hurt you," the man rasped, his voice dripping with false compassion as he tightened his grip on the child's arm. "You're safe with me." The words hung in the air, thick with menace, as the wail of approaching sirens grew louder, cutting through the stifling silence of the abandoned warehouse. The child's heart thundered in their chest, terror coursing through their veins. But still the man remained unnervingly calm, his pale eyes boring into theirs with an unsettling intensity. Physically, he clarified then, a twisted smile curling at the corners of his mouth as he raised the gun, its metal barrel gleaming in the dim light. "But I'm afraid I can't say the same for myself." The child watched, frozen in horror, as the man's finger tightened on the trigger, the sound of the shot echoing through the cavernous space like a thunderclap. In that moment, time seemed to slow, the world narrowing down to the sight of the man crumpling to the ground, crimson blossoming across his chest. For a heartbeat, the child remained motionless, their mind reeling, unable to process the sudden, violent turn of events. But as the sirens drew closer, a surge of adrenaline took over, and they turned and fled, their footsteps pounding against the concrete as they raced for the exit. Outside, the world was chaos, flashing lights, shouting voices, the acrid scent of smoke. The child ran blindly until strong hands grasped their shoulders, pulling them to safety. They sobbed, their body racked with tremors as the police officers surrounded them, their voices questioning, their expressions a mix of concern and grim resolve. But even as the child recounted the horrifying events, their mind kept returning to the man's final words, to the unsettling promise he had made. "I would never hurt you," he had said, even as he raised the gun to his own head. And in that moment, the child knew with sickening clarity that his words had been nothing more than a hollow, twisted lie. In the days that followed, the child struggled to make sense of what had happened, to reconcile the man's professed concern with the violence of his actions. Had it all been an elaborate ruse, a sick game played out to some unknown, sinister end? Or was there something more, something darker and more primal lurking beneath the surface? The questions haunted the child's waking hours, creeping into their dreams and casting a pall over their every waking moment. And as the investigation progressed, the truth only became more elusive, obscured by a tangle of contradictory evidence and conflicting witness accounts. But deep down, the child knew that the answers they sought would never truly be found, that the man's final cryptic words would echo through their mind forevermore, a constant reminder of the fragility of human promises and the darkness that can lurk in even the most familiar of faces.